Stoicism, a philosophy focused on reason, self-control, and understanding, often teaches how to interpret people's actions and intentions objectively. If you're trying to assess someone's true character, you can use principles inspired by Stoicism to observe their behavior in challenging or everyday situations. Here are 5 signs to look for. Number 1. How they respond. How someone responds to adversity is a powerful indicator of their true character. Challenges and hardships strip away superficial traits, revealing a person's deeper values, mindset, and emotional discipline. In moments of difficulty, a Stoic individual exemplifies calmness, rationality, and resilience. They understand that while they cannot control external events, they can control their thoughts, emotions, and actions. By focusing on what lies within their power, they maintain composure and work towards solutions without being consumed by frustration or despair. In contrast, individuals who react to adversity with anger, blame, or impulsivity may lack the inner fortitude to navigate life's inevitable challenges. This response not only creates unnecessary stress for themselves and those around them, but also reflects an inability to manage emotions or take responsibility for their reactions. Stoicism teaches that such reactions stem from focusing too much on external circumstances, over which we have little control. The key to resilience lies in embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth. A Stoic views difficulties as a chance to cultivate virtues such as patience, courage, and perseverance. Instead of succumbing to negative emotions, they use reason to assess the situation and act constructively. This measured response not only helps resolve the issue, but also fosters a sense of inner peace. Ultimately, how a person navigates hardship reveals their level of self-mastery and their ability to prioritize principles over fleeting emotions. Those who face adversity with grace demonstrate a strength of character that is both admirable and inspiring. Number 2. How they treat those who can't help them. How someone treats those who cannot offer them anything in return, whether it's power, status, or favor, reveals the core of their character. Interactions with individuals like waitstaff, strangers, or subordinates are often unguarded moments that highlight a person's values, empathy, and true nature. While it's easy to be polite and accommodating toward those who can benefit us, the measure of integrity lies in how we behave when there is no apparent advantage to gain. Kindness, respect, and fairness are hallmarks of genuine character. A person who treats others with dignity, regardless of their social standing, demonstrates humility and empathy. This behavior reflects an understanding that every individual has inherent worth. For instance, offering a genuine thank you to a server, being patient with a new employee, or showing concern for someone in need may seem like small acts, but they reflect a mindset rooted in compassion and decency. On the other hand, rudeness, dismissiveness, or entitlement toward those in perceived lower positions reveals insecurity, arrogance, or a lack of self-awareness. Such behaviors suggest that the individual values people based on utility rather than humanity, a mindset far removed from Stoic principles. A Stoic individual recognizes that external circumstances like wealth or status are fleeting and irrelevant to a person's true worth. Instead, they focus on cultivating virtues such as respect and fairness. They understand that how they treat others, especially those without power, reflects their internal state of character. In the end, these interactions not only define how others perceive us, but also influence how we perceive ourselves. Choosing kindness toward everyone, regardless of their role in our lives, aligns with the Stoic ideal of treating others as fellow human beings deserving of dignity and respect. Number 3. Consistency between words and actions. Consistency between words and actions is a cornerstone of integrity and trustworthiness, values highly regarded in Stoicism. A person who consistently aligns their actions with their words demonstrates authenticity, self-awareness, and a commitment to living according to their principles. In contrast, when there is a disconnect between what someone says and what they do, it often reveals deeper issues such as a lack of sincerity, self-discipline, or even deliberate deception. A trustworthy individual understands that their actions carry more weight than their words. They do not make promises lightly and are careful to ensure their commitments reflect their capabilities and values. For example, if they pledge to support a cause, they actively contribute their time, resources, or effort rather than offering empty words of encouragement. This alignment not only builds trust with others, but also strengthens their own sense of integrity and self-respect. On the other hand, inconsistency, such as saying one thing and doing another, can erode relationships and credibility. For instance, someone who preaches honesty but frequently lies reveals a lack of self-awareness or hypocrisy. Such contradictions can stem from fear, convenience, or a failure to internalize their professed values. Stoicism teaches that living in harmony with one's principles requires both self-reflection and deliberate effort. To practice consistency, one must prioritize honesty, mindfulness, and accountability. This involves pausing to evaluate decisions and ensuring they align with core beliefs. By doing so, individuals not only gain the trust of others but also cultivate inner harmony, as their actions reflect their true selves. Ultimately, living with integrity means that words and actions become inseparable, embodying the Stoic ideal of a life guided by virtue, rationality, and purpose. Number 4. Their reactions to criticism. How someone reacts to criticism, whether constructive or negative, reveals much about their humility, emotional maturity, and self-awareness. A Stoic mindset encourages embracing criticism as an opportunity to learn and grow, seeing it not as an attack on one's character, but as a valuable tool for self-improvement. The way we process feedback speaks volumes about our ability to remain rational, maintain composure, and prioritize personal development over ego. A person who handles criticism with grace demonstrates a strong sense of self-awareness and confidence. Instead of becoming defensive, they actively listen, evaluate the validity of the feedback, and express gratitude for the opportunity to improve. For example, a Stoic individual might hear a critique about their work and, rather than taking it personally, ask thoughtful questions to better understand how they can address the issue. This openness shows that they prioritize growth over the need to be right or admired. Conversely, defensiveness, denial, or aggression in response to criticism often reflects insecurity or an inflated sense of ego. These reactions stem from a fear of being perceived as inadequate or from a resistance to confronting one's flaws. This mindset not only stifles growth but also damages relationships, as it signals an unwillingness to engage in honest communication. Stoicism teaches that feedback, even when harsh, is a neutral event, neither inherently good nor bad. What matters is our response. By separating emotion from judgment, we can assess whether the criticism is valid and decide how to act on it constructively. Even when criticism is delivered unfairly, the Stoic principle of control reminds us that we can choose how to respond, turning the situation into an opportunity to practice patience and resilience. To cultivate a Stoic approach, one must develop self-reflection and emotional regulation. This involves seeing feedback as a mirror, helping us identify blind spots and refine our character. By accepting criticism with humility and detachment, we not only grow, but also build stronger connections with those offering their perspectives. Stronger connections also help us to succeed. Ultimately, the ability to respond to criticism calmly and thoughtfully is a hallmark of true strength. It reflects a person's commitment to continuous improvement and their willingness to embrace the challenges that foster a virtuous, authentic life. Number 5. Their priorities and decisions. The priorities and decisions a person makes are a clear reflection of their character and values. By observing what motivates someone's choices, we can determine whether they are driven by superficial gains such as wealth, status, or fleeting pleasures, or by deeper principles like virtue, wisdom, and the pursuit of long-term impact. Stoicism teaches that a life well lived is guided by internal growth, not by external validation or transient desires. As A Stoic individual bases their decisions on what aligns with their core values, prioritizing what they can control and what contributes to their personal and moral development. For example, they may choose to invest their time in meaningful relationships, community service, or self-improvement, rather than seeking temporary accolades or material rewards. This mindset reflects a commitment to living with integrity, as their actions are guided by reason and virtue rather than impulse or societal pressure. On the other hand, those motivated by superficial gains often prioritize short-term rewards at the expense of long-term well-being or ethical principles. Decisions driven by greed, vanity, or the need for approval often lead to instability and dissatisfaction, as they rely on factors outside one's control. For instance, someone who compromises their values to gain favor or wealth might achieve their goal temporarily, but ultimately undermines their self-respect and credibility. Stoicism encourages careful reflection before making decisions, asking whether a choice aligns with one's higher purpose and contributes to lasting fulfillment. A wise individual considers the broader consequences of their actions, not only for themselves but also for others. They understand that true success comes from cultivating inner peace and resilience, not from chasing external rewards that can easily fade. To evaluate someone's priorities, consider how they respond to ethical dilemmas, allocate their time and resources, and handle success or failure. A person who consistently chooses virtue over convenience and prioritizes long-term impact over immediate gratification demonstrates a strong moral compass and emotional maturity. In the end, the priorities and decisions we make shape our lives and reflect our deepest values. A Stoic individual strives to act in harmony with their principles, focusing on what truly matters: inner growth, meaningful connections, and contributing positively to the world. Conclusion: by focusing on these signs, you can gain a clearer understanding of a person's true character while applying the Stoic ideals of observation, reason, and judgment. Stoicism teaches that emotions often cloud our ability to assess situations objectively, so it is essential to approach these evaluations with a calm and rational mindset. Observing how someone responds to adversity, treats those without power, aligns their words with actions, handles criticism, and makes decisions reveals their core values and priorities. These moments often show who they truly are, free from superficial appearances or self-presentment. Practicing this kind of observation requires patience and self-discipline, as it involves setting aside personal biases and emotional reactions. By doing so, you cultivate not only a clearer understanding of others, but also a deeper sense of empathy and wisdom, enabling you to build stronger, more authentic connections based on mutual respect and trust.